morning. It is day 16 of it's day 16 of Tour de Fleece. I am tired. The Oogie cat, the Oogie baby, the fur princess of this household had me up at 6:15. I changed her litter tray, I got her fed, I went back to bed, and then she graciously let me have until 10 to 9. So yeah, I'm tired. But we are about to get some wool on the Niddy Noddy, or get some yarn on the Niddy Noddy. And we are going to then open up the next day, which, are we on day 10 of the World of Wool Advent? I think so. And I'm also going to soak and set the twist on the last 4 days. And that's another thing ticked off my list. And then all I need to do is write up the bands for the last 2, because I've got 2 already written up. And then get all the approximate meterages once they are dry. And yeah, then after that I will probably have another day of crocheting once I've done my spinning for the day. I think today is a challenge day, but to be perfectly honest, I am not willing to risk my hand, specifically my left one. That is the one that does the majority of the pinching when I'm drafting and plying. And I am just not willing to risk my hand health. Right, let's see if I can get the leader unattached. Okay. Let's get this tied off. I want to say it's like another roasting day here in Scotland, or at least in Paisley, but it's just really warm in my house thanks to these huge windows that we have, because I checked the temperature. Apparently outside it's only 15 degrees, but it feels much warmer in here. I do not have the fan on though, so there is that. But again, I've just been sitting on the floor having a wee pet session. She does love her pets when she wants them. So this was Knack. This was, what day was Knack? Let's see, can I get the... Knack was day 9. So we're moving on to day 10 today. And talking of, let us go grab number 10 out of the box and we will see what we have. So I'm very curious for this one. This one is called Little Prune Man. I do not get this reference, so let's see what it says. Little Prune Man is a festive nod to one of the more curious characters to emerge from traditional Christmas tables. Yes, we're talking about the Prune Man. Found in parts of Germany and Central Europe, these quirky figures are often handcrafted from dried fruits, especially prunes, sometimes nuts or figs, all strung together to form a little person. Occasionally charming, occasionally unsettling, they were gifted as tokens of good luck and cheeky humour, kind of like a very edible elf on the shelf. That's interesting. This has really been quite informative, this little booklet. Pause to read. So the breakdown, I guess you could say that. The content of this fibre is 50% Corriedale wool, 37.5% bamboo, and 12.5% red Eri silk, E-R-I, Eri. So there's definitely red in it, unless that's just part of the title, so you guys get first look. Oh, that's quite dark. That's very dark. I think red was just part of the title. This one's a bit of a mess. So, no red in this whatsoever. There is a gorgeous streak of like caramel. That's definitely silk / bamboo. Right, let's see. If we open it up a wee bit, we might get a good look at the fibre. So the main colour is black, and then we've got this really gorgeous couple of strands of this really gorgeous shiny caramel. I want to say caramel. Yeah, it's really, really lovely. It feels okay. I was a bit worried there when we went into Cordell. But yeah, seems really nice. So we will go into the kitchen now. Don't think I'll record it, and we're going to split this into 3, get it all measured out, and probably start spinning. Scott did want woken up at 10, but he was awake really late last night, so I think I'm going to give him till like 11. So that means I should be able to get 2 bobbins spun in that time, because we started a new game yesterday, and it's one where you really need to pay attention for the subtitles. So spinning's probably not the project to be working on for that. That being said, we do have WWE wrestling to catch up on, so who knows, I may get all 3 bobbins spun up, but I think today is a challenge day. Like I said earlier, I'm just not willing to risk it with my hand, so I think then on the back of every challenge day there's a break day, so tomorrow would be a rest day, and I will be taking tomorrow as a rest. I've just decided, because I'm changing my days up in work and I'm working tomorrow instead of being off, and I also was up early because of the little furry monster who is now happily resting on the floor. So yeah, let's go break this into 3, get started, and hopefully today we can get it all spun and also plied like we did yesterday. But I also need to soak the last 4 days and get the twist set on those ones and hung up to dry. Look at this one. Butter wouldn't melt. She cries for food. Put food out. She doesn't eat it. I honest to God, think sometimes she just cries for company, which is fine. Just not at 6:15 in the morning. But yeah, look how cute she is. And she knows it. She knows she's so cute. I wanted to take a moment to show you the fibre in daylight, and mostly because due to the weather we've had the curtain shut to try to minimize the heat coming into this room, because if we don't, it's a greenhouse because of the size of the windows, and I'd also get severely sunburnt. I am a natural redhead, so sun and me not good friends. Anyway, this is one of the bumps of fibre, and you can see the strand of gorgeousness coming through here. So I read the booklet, as you might have, and the black is the Cordell and the bamboo is also in the black. The red airy silk is the caramel, which on my screen is coming up quite orange, but either way, it is a gorgeous colour. And then this is me spinning it up, and again I'm spinning from the fold. So in my opinion, it blends in really beautiful. But yeah, I just wanted to show you a proper clip of the fibre because it's really pretty. Hello, just checking in. I finished my 3 plies and then I plied them all together. No, I finished my 3 singles and I've plied them all together. I'm just going to quickly get this on the Niddy Noddy, and normally I would let this sit overnight just to let the twist kind of sit and settle, but if I'm going to be soaking all the yarns and setting them out to dry, I may as well just kind of lump this one in with it. I don't think it will do any damage, like it's not gonna like affect the yarn by getting it off the Niddy Noddy early, or quote unquote early. But just normally I would normally let it sit overnight just to let the twist settle, but we're just gonna jump straight in, get this on the Niddy Noddy, and then go straight into the kitchen, get these soaked, get the excess water squeezed out, and then hang them up to dry. And they'll probably be hanging up for about 2 days, even though we have what some people are calling lovely weather. I am calling slow melting of human. We still are back, like our kitchen's on the back of the house, which means it's just a little bit cooler, and therefore I don't think this will be dry overnight. And the water also, because of gravity, the water goes to the bottom of the skeins, so I do like to rotate them just to make sure and squeeze out any additional, and that says at the end, I like to squeeze out any excess water. That's if Scott doesn't remove my towel again. He didn't know that the towel on the floor was for the skeins of yarn drying, and he moved it. There we go. So I did enjoy spinning this one. Corriedale isn't my favourite fibre to work with, and I could feel the Corriedale, but the bamboo and the silk were really enjoyable to work with. I did like working with those. You could feel when in the black yarn, so the black yarn is the Corriedale and the bamboo, and when I was drafting, like I could feel the section where I was like, oh, that's the bamboo, and then you could feel when you'd moved into the Corriedale. So in all, it was an enjoyable spin. Just Corriedale's not my favourite fibre. So now time to go soak these and all of that good stuff. So I'll show you a wee bit of the footage. But yeah, good spin all in all. Hello again. I know it's only been mere seconds since you last heard my voice. But we are now in the kitchen. I'm going to soak the two palest ones first, because I am worried about bleeding with specifically the green one with Blame the Dog. I really expect a bit of bleeding with that one, just the nature of green. So we're going to quickly soak these. I was going to say sickly, but it was me trying to like combine quick and soak. I don't want to leave these for too long like I did with the last lot of yarn, because I just want to get upstairs and read my book. I'm reading the In Between Worlds by NN, and so far I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to give these a soak real quick, and I'll come back to you when I squeeze the water out and we move on to the next two, because I think the one from today, the Prune Man, I think I'm going to leave to last just because of the black. But that's most likely natural, like a natural Corriedale colour or fleece. But the black bamboo I'm thinking would be dyed, so definitely don't want that bleeding. Now I'm going to put the blue end on its own. I really enjoyed this spin. This was lovely. This, if I'm remembering correctly, this was just merino and silk. So let that have a good soak. and we'll come back shortly. Now for the green. I'm aware some people watching might be like, yo, you should have changed the water. Shoulda, woulda. But also, why did I waste water? Oh, I was right. This one is bleeding. Not terribly so, but there's definitely green now in this water. So you can see it. Yeah, you can see the green coming. So I'm really glad I done the two paler ones first. So now we'll just let that one sit. And then the black will be last. Look how green that water is. Again, probably should change it. Not gonna. And with today's, I'm going to try and put this in really carefully because it worked out kind of in my favour when I was putting on the niddy noddy, where I could join the two ends together and tie that around my skein. But side effect to that is that you then only have one tie keeping your skein somewhat held together, whereas normally, for so far with all the ones I've done, I've had two ties because the ends have not met. So yeah. Sorry for the change in direction of the video. We are now vertical instead of horizontal. I just wanted to show the yarns hanging. I have a towel on the floor, a tea towel, and it's just on my clothes horse. That's all it is, which you can see some of my clothes currently drying. So we've got the one from today, and then yesterday, day before, and I can't remember which order the green and the pale one were in. But these will now basically drip dry, and I will turn them tomorrow because especially with this one here, it's on a hook. I feel like all the fibre is very squashed up there. So these will all get turned tomorrow, and they should be dry. They'll probably be dry tomorrow night given our weather and our temperature right now, but I'm going to give them that wee bit longer, so these will probably come off the clothes horse on Tuesday. So yeah. Just coming on to sign off. Apologies for how dishevelled and stuff I look. I am boiling. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll continue to join me on this journey. If you're not sick of watching Tour de Fleece videos, I know some people it's not their thing, totally respect that. But if you have been watching, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And until my next video, bye everyone.